but she has no national security experience.
You know, the experience that she comes from is with what she's done in the government. And also remember, Alaska's the closest part of our continent to Russia. So it's not as if she doesn't understand what's at stake here. It's also about making decisions and being targeted in what she thinks. She has a great mind, and she has a very serious direction in where she goes.
Well, you say you're sure she has the experience, but again, I'm just asking for an example.
Sure.
What experience does she have in the field of national security?
Energy. She knows more about energy than probably anyone else in the United States of America. She is a governor of the state that 20% of America's energy supply comes from there. And we all know that energy is a critical and vital national security issue. We've got to stop sending $700 billion of American money to countries that don't like us very much. She's very well versed on that issue. And she happens to also represent be governor of a state that's right next to Russia. She understands Russia and their newly aggressive behavior in the world, which is also something we have to be very concerned about.
Can you honestly say you feel confident having someone who hadn't traveled outside the United States until last year, dealing with an insurgent Russia, with an Iran with nuclear ambitions, with an unstable Pakistan, not to mention the war on terror?
Sure. And one of the key elements of America's national security requirements are energy. She understands the energy issues better than anybody I know in Washington, D.C. And she understands that Alaska's right next to Russia. She understands that.
What insight into Russian actions, particularly in the last couple of weeks, does the proximity of this state give you?
They're our next-door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
Folks, Sarah Palin is talking a little more. Tonight she took some questions at a town hall meeting in Grand Rapids, asked to address her foreign policy credentials. Let's listen.
Governor Palin, there has been quite a bit of discussion about your perceived lack of foreign policy experience, and I want to give you your chance. If you could please respond to that criticism and give us specific skills that you think you have to bring to the White House to rebut that or mitigate that concern.
Well, I think because I'm a Washington outsider that the opponents are going to be looking for a whole lot of things that they can criticize, and they can kind of try to beat the candidate here who chose me as his partner to kind of tear down the ticket. But as for foreign policy, you know, I think that I am prepared, and I know that on January 20th, if we are so blessed as to be sworn into office as your president and vice president, certainly we'll be ready. I'll be ready. I have that confidence. I have that readiness. And if you want specifics with specific policy or countries, go ahead and you can ask me. You can even play Stump the Candidate if you want to. But we are ready to serve.
Todd